3 early and obscure entries in the filmographies from 3 of Hollywood's top stars. Will we find the meaning of life? I hope so. I really hope so, because that's why I'm doing this. John Wilmot, aka the 2nd Earl of Rochester, is a morally corrupt drunkard and a debauched, cynical poet. When the king asks John to prepare a play for the French ambassador so as to please him, John meets the aspiring actress Elizabeth Barry in the playhouse and decides to make her into a great star. 2004's The Libertine is a dry-toned and atypically dialogue-heavy period drama that rises above the fray thanks to solid performances, a large budget for a British film, and also immersive camera work. However, it languishes as one of Depp's lesser-known films, probably due to the toxicity of the characters portrayed and similarities to Philip Kaufman's Quills from 2000, which is a better film, though not by much. Just like Quills, the tonal shifts are abundant, and lines at a time sound like they were written by a 12-year-old. There are also real-life parallels between Sard and Wilmot in that they were both born into great wealth and privilege and still found it within themselves to feel oppressed. But you know, that's what undiagnosed mental illness can do to you. What is projection? Adapted from a 1994 play, The Libertine has a lot of talk in it, and that's where most people's engagement will go to die. It's hard to keep up with the plot and characters, especially since they are both very alienating in tone and content. It's all quite forgettable, really, despite all the cunts and fucking and all that 4chan stuff. The film's all a grainy haze to me now. Nothing truly dramatic or funny happens in this film at fucking all. The main thing The Libertine has going for it is its look. The production design is very high, and the Dogma 95 approach with handheld cameras and the like is very fitting. However, the film has only that and its performances going for it. It's a very straightforward approach to adapting a play, and I found the dialogue to be too dense and the drama to be too stuffy. I didn't like it that much, but I could see British theatre enthusiasts and Johnny Depp fans enjoying it. Space Marines are sent to investigate strange events at a research facility on Mars, but find themselves at the mercy of genetically enhanced killing machines. Based on ID Software's video game and starring Dwayne Johnson, 2005's Doom is yet another derivative of 1979's Alien, perhaps the most unofficially remade film of all time. Space Marine stereotypes are abound, as well as alien parasites and cramped dark spaces. The Doom movie for the most part does not look anything at all like the video game, and instead looks like your average bland as fuck sci-fi actioner from the early 2000s. The cast is also quite bad, with Rocky looking unsure of himself, as well as Rosamund Pike being utterly terrible in this. At least her performance was noticeable. Everyone else seemed to be just there. The only good thing about Doom is its first-person shooter sequence later on in the third act, which is rightfully so the most famous set piece of the film. Perhaps a little too bold for 2005 to have the entire film look like this, but it would be an improvement for sure. Though not capturing the full atmosphere of the video game, it was surely unique, and I would take that over another Alien ripoff any day of the goddamn week. Doom the movie is not at all good. Catch the first-person sequence on YouTube, then forget about it. You're not missing out. In the late 1980s, a low-level gangster named Jackie D'Norcio defends himself in court in what became the longest criminal trial in American judicial history. Finally, a good movie. Find Me Guilty is the kind of film that made me want to start this series off in the first place. A neglected direct-to-video gem with little presence on this godforsaken platform. Find Me Guilty finds Vin Diesel in an unusual role, and perhaps his best, and Sidney Lumet directing with his usual care and attention towards his cast. Everyone gives a solid and believable performance, and the script is as true to the real events as much as it needs to be for the story they are telling. Though not as funny as it thinks it is, as well as being burdened with an ill-fitting soundtrack, Find Me Guilty is a very good courtroom drama that features possibly Vin Diesel's best performance, as well as is a great latter entry into Sidney Lumet's storied filmography. Bravissimo. Right, to wrap up, The Libertine is a standard bear costume drama about an insignificant arsehole who may have influenced some important people. Doom is a boring as fuck Alien ripoff with only one good set piece to its name. And finally, Find Me Guilty is a highly engaging courtroom drama showing Vin Diesel being a good actor and Sidney Lumet displaying his mastery of drama that he kept up right until the very end. Goodbye.